right. My name is Drummer B, born and raised from Detroit. I'm a DJ slash producer. I do hip hop, techno, funk, all infused together, and I call my sound Space Bounce. I'm gonna give you a process of how I make the music. I'm going to name some of the gear that I'm using, and just give you a peep into my world real quick. So first off, we're going to start by the gear that I'm using. This is an Akaya MPC Live. Um, Akaya and MPCs are one of the main staples in music. Hip hop producers, techno, funk. All producers have been using this machine since the 80s, and it has upgraded and changed through the years. So this is the heart of my project and my baby, the MPC. Second, and I have two of those right here. Second, we have this mixer. This is a Tascam Model 12. Has 12 channels on here. There's recording in the inside. It's a digital mixer. This thing is great. I highly recommend using this for any musician or producer that's starting off and want a good machine that can integrate with the laptop and the software, and you can take off the road. Great piece of equipment. Second, here we have this Pioneer RMX 100. This is an effects box. I run my sounds through here, and I can put it on various channels and get echo effects. I can get noise effects, different effects that I program inside. This thing is great. Normally it's inside of a DJ mixer, but they made a standalone, and this is another very important piece to my setup. So that's the gear. Now let's go to the process. As far as me making a beat, a lot of times I start with a melody. Whether if it's something that I'm sampling, taking a old record and chopping it up, maybe speeding it up and manipulating it. I'll use that to make the melody or the bass of the beat. Or sometimes I might use a synth sound or use my keyboard sounds to make the bass of the beat. That's what I like to start off with. After that kind of gives me a direction to where I'm going. And then once I come behind with the drums take it to a whole nother phase that puts the backbone to the beat. The bass and the drums are always like the backbone of the beat. That's my favorite part. From there, as I'm making the beats, I go through my head and play with sounds and see what sounds good. And once I get to a certain point to where it doesn't sound too crowded or something that I like, I'll go with that, and I'll work with it. And a lot of times I'll start with something the night before, and I'm continuously working on it for about an hour. Go to sleep, come back to it a little later, it sounds totally different. It's like, you have to dump all of the creativity you have for a minute and the frustration of just trying to put it together. Give it a break, come back to it, and it's like a brand new slate. Sound like a new beat, have new energy, and that's kind of how I'll usually finish the track. So it's kind of like my basic process. And the inspiration usually comes from just how I'm feeling every day. Whether you're doing art, you're doing music, I think most artists are always going by just their true feelings and the influence of the day. So, if I'm having a good productive day and I go out and I might go out and do a good set, I'll come home with that energy and I'll put it all into the music and you can hear it. Then maybe there's a day when I'm going through something with my girl and I want to have a different type of energy in the track. I'll put it there, and you'll hear it in the music. And I'd rather put it there than put that frustration with her in arguing or with anybody else. So the music is very good just as an outlet, just to get those true feelings out. So that's my basic setup and how I go about making my music and my inspiration. And I would highly suggest anyone that's interested into making music. I know there's different softwares like Fruity Loops and Reasons, but I personally, myself, I would recommend the Kaya. That's been my thing. You do what feels good to you and what flows naturally. But yeah, I just want to say good luck to everybody. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and continue to pursue your dreams and keep that music going. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is just basically go through how I perform and kind of my process. So now this is just the live process, not the actual creating of the beat. This is with the music already created, and now I'm in performance mode where I'm gonna basically DJ the two tracks. So usually start on one drum machine, and these tracks, some of them, they kind of have a format already, and what I do, I program it first. Then when it's time to actually perform and we're at this stage, this little screen right here is where I have access to all my tracks. And each sound in here is named, each one of these buttons. So if I press the kick button, the kick sounds are going to come in. Take it away, it's gone. Okay. Now you see how those jumped in? The reason those jumped in like that is because they're already programmed. But I can still go in here and manipulate it and play with it the way I want. So it's important for me to have these buttons named because, you know, just let me know it's the kick. This is the snare or the claps. And I'm basically just freestyling. Anytime I perform this, it'll never sound the same because, you know, depending on how I feel, I might mix it up differently. So that's just the one side, okay? This is drum machine 1. Now, with this mixer right here, I have this drum machine on this channel, this drum machine on this channel. I can manipulate each one. The volume, okay? Now also, to get the sound going through here, what I do is run the MPC feed through this aux channel right here. When I turn this up, it takes the sound into this feed right here. Whatever I have it selected on, whether it's this echo, we get that type of effect, okay? Or we got the crash. This BPM is indicating on where or how the effect is going to trigger. It's going to trigger on beat. It's going to sound on time. This thing is really fun. Now, when it's time to blend the next track in, we go over here, MPC 2. I have another track already queued up, and basically I have to match it with the BPM. This track over here is at 132 BPMs. I'm going to beat match it with this one. This track is called Aquaboogie on MPC 1. MPC 2 is Tigerfish Clan. Because they're on the same BPM, they're going to automatically click. So it's about the way I manipulate it. Let's get it to that screen with all the buttons. All right, now watch this. Oh, see how that was off? You gotta catch it on beat. 3, 4, bam. Now we got both of the tracks. They're synced. This is where the magic happened right here. Now, I'm taking away tracks from the other drum machine as I'm bringing these in. And somewhere in the middle of this, get a nice little blend of both of the tracks going together before you switch all the way. Now you see I've taken away all the drums from MPC 1. Now I'm going to stop it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now we're on MPC 2. This track is playing, blended in, couldn't even tell. Same routine. I manipulate it the way I want. The track is also programmed, so it's going to automatically do its own thing too. Let's check out the effects. You hear that? No effect with the effect. Bring them sounds back in. And you know, it's just about finding your groove, really. When I'm doing this, I can be in front of 100 people, but I'm really in my own zone, and that's what it boils down to when you perform it. Like you got to get in the zone, and people want to feed off your energy. So that's my basic process of basically just the way I perform and how I blend the music together. I hope you all get that, and if you have any questions, just ask. Let me know what you didn't understand or what you do understand, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. Just ask me. So I started producing. Um, there was a guy in my neighborhood who had a drum machine. One of my friends seen that I was always staring at this catalog, looking at this MPC, and asking my mom to get it for me. And he was like, one of the guys down the street has the same drum machine you're looking at. So he introduced me to him. He took me under his wing, and that began my journey into making beats. As far as DJing, I learned to DJ kind of in the same time, but I started making money as a DJ first. As far as playing open mic scene and DJing for other people, I was a DJ for Big Proof. He gave me my first shot. I also was a touring DJ for Danny Brown and the Bruiser Brigade, and that was great. But making money as a producer, I would say about 2015 when I released my first vinyl, Space Mounts, and started receiving money like that. My newest release is called AOA, Age of Aquarius. It was released February 10th, 2001. This is most of my albums always have a theme. This theme for this album was water-based, like aquatic. Um, the whole process in making the music, I submerged myself in like water documentaries, watching the ocean documentaries, Earth at Night, um, watching those documentaries and playing to it, using my music as the background. I also worked with Abu Kadeem Haq, who is a famous world comic illustrator. He did the art for my project as well, and he's also associated with a group called Drexciya, who who are legends in Detroit techno, who are also kind of like water theme musician and artists as well. So it was a little inspiration from them, and also to pay some homage. And all the music is original. This album, I also performed it live at the Detroit, the Belle Isle Aquarium. We raised $2,000 streaming the live performance there. That was great, being able to perform the album around the actual fish, just like the way I produced it. It was just amazing to see it all manifest and come together, and to raise money for a good cause. So yeah, that's my new project. That was the inspiration, and you can go to Spotify, any of the digital platforms, or drummerbee.com to check out the album and any information regarding that. The type of music that I like to listen to and the music that inspires me, I believe it or not, I listen to a lot of jazz. My uncle played with the Blackbyrds and Donald Byrd. I have a lot of influence in jazz. I'm a real laid back and chill person, so that's kind of like my go-to music. I also I love hip hop. That's my heart. That's what I come from. I listen to some of everything, but I play a lot of like old school funk. I collect vinyls, so that lets you know right there just some of the stuff that I listen to. Yeah. And my inspiration is some of my inspirations is Marvin Gaye. Was a big influencer. You'll say Juan Atkins, Manny Fresh, Pharrell, um, Donald Berg, kind of all across the spectrum. I'm just a big music lover in general. The advice I would give any young artist, inspiring artist coming up, I would say to whatever dream you have or whatever you want to do, you hold that and just see it all the way through. Write down your goals, write down your dreams, because when you see it in front of you physically, it gives you purpose every day when you wake up. When you see that, put it on your phone. I put my goals as my screensaver on my phone. I wake up, I see it every day, and I have to get on myself like I got to get this done. So write your goals out. Stay inspired. It's going to be people or situations in life that might make you feel like you can't do it, or maybe you don't have enough money, but there's always a way. And just keep a good spirit. When you keep a good spirit, people see that and you attract good things to come your way. So just stay inspired. Don't let nothing dim that light, and pursue your dreams. You'll get there eventually. It's always the person that works. Um, even if it's a slow run, you'll get there eventually. The space that we're in is the historical Namdi Center. We're on what's this, Woodward and Forest, East Forest, and a lot of artists from all over the world come here. This is a black-owned gallery, and he've had all type of famous artists come through here to present work. Right now, we have Tylon's working here. If you guys get a chance, you should definitely come and check it out. This is a great gallery. If you want to come and possibly get some of your own work in here, you guys should come and talk to Dr. Namni. He's always looking for inspired artists to help out or to give information to.